What's up, everyone? Welcome to Bluegrass State of Mind, the show where three college roommates talk life, sports, and all the ridiculous things that happen in an apartment we like to refer to as Room 302. We're bringing you stories, hot takes, and the kind of late-night debates that probably should have stayed in the group chat.
So grab your headphones, sit back, and get ready for a wild ride through our past college life, sports, and everything in between. Let's get into it. This is Bluegrass State of Mind.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Bluegrass State of Mind. We are pumped. We're feeling it tonight. It is going to be a great episode. First off, fellas, it is March. What a time of the year. I mean, can you ask for any better time of the year? March Madness, golf season is right around the corner. I mean, the weather is starting, the time zone's about to change. You get another hour of daylight. I mean, it's just a great time of the year. I mean, would you all agree?
Absolutely.
Best time of the year.
Absolutely. All right. So tonight, for the ones who are listening, this is going to be a good one. We got a lot of Kentucky stuff to talk about. We're going to throw in a couple of keeper cut games, a blind ranking, talking about Tyron Stokes possibly making a return to Kentucky, maybe. We'll see. A lot to unpack here. Talk a little about the SEC tournament. But stay with us. We'll get to the Kentucky stuff. But I'm going to start with a new segment tonight, or not a new segment, one that Mason has done, but it's for you all. We're going to do the keep or cut game, the college basketball edition. Right now, we're going right off the bat. And the ones out there, you all participate in this and think about what you all would do, because right now we've seen a bunch of good games over the weekend. College basketball is at its peak, right around the corner for March Madness tournament play. So tonight, you two have to keep 4 and cut 6. Okay? You're keeping
Teams.
4. Yes, teams. You're
All
keeping 4 and cutting 6. All right, we're starting out. Here we go. First team is going to be Florida.
Keep.
Okay.
Keep.
Right off the bat. All right, so you're keeping Florida. Next team, Houston.
Cut.
I'm going to cut.
Okay, this is pretty clear cuts and keeps so far.
Yeah.
I mean, they just played really well. I know they were on a little 2 or 3 game stretch where they were, but they were playing some tough teams.
I don't think they got it to win it all.
Okay. Connecticut.
Cut.
You know what? I'll cut too, because they have not. They've had some close games in the Big East.
I just don't know who he's going to give us here. Like, he could start throwing in some scrubs.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I think that we have to make room for it. To me, I think there are 2 other, for sure,
Michigan and Duke.
Michigan and Duke. And after that, I feel like you could throw anyone in that last spot. Like, there's several teams. So, like, let's leave it open for those 2.
All right.
Okay. Your next one, Kentucky.
Keep.
Shit.
I can't say cut on my cats, baby. I can't say cut. Hey, I've been saying it all season long. We can probably beat anybody but those top 3 or 4 teams. All right? Keep. We could also lose to Murray State.
So are we keeping them?
Gosh, dang it. All right. Sure. Go Cats.
We're doing a podcast from Kentucky. You got to keep Cats. Yeah.
All right. So you're keeping Kentucky. So far you've cut Houston and Connecticut, and you're keeping Florida and Kentucky. You've got 2 teams left to keep. All right, here we go. Your next team is Michigan State.
Cut. Beat us 5-20, but we're going to cut them.
I think we beat them. We play them again. Bring it on, Michigan State.
I don't know. They went in and beat Purdue. Crushed Indiana at Indiana. I mean, they come off 2 big road wins. But we're going to cut them again.
Are we cutting them?
Yes. Yeah, we're cutting them.
All right. Your next team is going to be Alabama.
Cut. I don't think they have the physicality. I think they can shoot the ball decent, but I don't think they're
going to go cold one game, and that's going to cost them.
I think they're very one-dimensional.
All right, so you have cut Houston, Connecticut, Michigan State, Alabama, and you have kept Florida and Kentucky. All right, we're rolling on to our 7th team here. Illinois.
I like the build up. I don't know that they have enough.
You think he's saving Duke and Michigan for the last two?
I mean, here's my thing though. Like, even if he don't, let's just say, like, even if he don't, I'm gonna assume the last two could be just as good as those ones we've just cut. So
True.
it'd be the same difference. So let's just cut Illinois.
Okay, so you've cut Illinois as well. All right, you're down to your 8th team, Arizona.
Yeah, keep.
I
I'm
agree.
keeping. They're
I
healthy.
agree.
I'm keep.
Yep.
So I can live with that.
Cole Pete's back. I think they're right
Yeah.
there with Duke and Michigan, honestly.
Well, they
when
were
they're
one of
fully
the
healthy.
3 ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were one of the
Yeah.
top 3 that I think are above everyone else.
Yeah.
Okay,
So, yeah,
so you
I'm
all
at it.
are keeping them. So now you have
Yep.
Florida, Kentucky, and Arizona. You've cut Houston, Connecticut, Michigan State, Alabama, Illinois. All right,
We're
your
cutting Duke or
9th,
Michigan one.
your 9th team, Arkansas.
I'll cut. I mean,
Cut.
I think Arkansas. I think A-Cup's good. I think they're going to struggle. Their bigs are not good enough offensively, and if Carter Knox don't come back, they don't have any depth at all. So I would not be surprised for them to get knocked out early, just because. I mean, they could get hot because their guard, like some A-Cup and them, are very athletic, but they don't. I think they're going to struggle shooting the ball and some stuff. So definitely cut.
Okay. So now you have come down to your last one, which you are automatically keeping. Your 10th team that you are keeping, or the 4th team that you are keeping, is going to be the undefeated Miami, Ohio.
I knew that was coming.
Give it to me. Give it
Let's
to
go.
me.
So you all
Miami,
ended up
Ohio.
keeping Florida, Kentucky, Arizona, and Miami, Ohio. You cut
So,
Houston, Connecticut, Michigan State, Alabama,
yeah.
Illinois, and Arkansas.
Who would
What would
who
you
would
give yourself a grading on that?
That's
I mean-
probably a C plus. B minus.
I think you take Miami, Ohio out and put somebody else in there, and it's perfect. Cats are staying in there. You ain't changing my mind.
I mean, personally, I
We're
probably
gonna
would
get
have put
hot,
in.
baby.
I probably would have put in UConn and Houston, but that's just me.
No, we're gonna
Colton's
get
over
hot,
here
baby.
like, what are we doing?
I mean,
Mason, what are we
do?
doing? You know, are we looking to win, or are we looking to just feel good? You know, like, well, what's going on here? Well, I'm glad you all kept the Cats in there. Let's get into this Kentucky game. I mean, fellas, it was just the game that not only the Cats needed as far as players, but BBN needed. You know, I got to thinking, if there's one constant factor, one thing that is always going to show up and carry this team, it's BBN. I mean, no matter the way that they're playing, you just take that South Carolina game. That South Carolina game, did we deserve to have half of the gym observed for or reserved for Kentucky fans? Probably not at that point of the season. After coming off, you know, 2 really bad losses that we should have won. Not bad losses, but for sure Georgia was a bad loss, but the Auburn game that we had in our hands. But we always show up and show out. And that's something that is never going to change. And that's why we keep talking about what's different with Kentucky. It's the fan base. No matter what, we are going to carry them. Even if the players are not, BBN is going to be there. But looking at this game, Vanderbilt comes in, just embarrassed you in Nashville, beats you by 25 points. It wasn't even close, pretty much from after the 2-minute mark. They controlled the game the entire time. This was one of those redemption games. Cats come in, handle business from start to finish pretty much, and win of the score of 91-77. Obviously, highlighting some players. I mean, I guess we got to start with Colin Chandler, right? I mean, Colin Chandler comes in, knocks down 5 threes in the first half. At one point, Kolton, it probably was a resemblance of Tayshaun Prince. I mean, he was just, clicking and hitting on all cylinders. Colin Chandler finished the game with a career high 23 points, shooting 6 of 8 from the 3-point line. And that we haven't even got to our double-edged sword here with Aberdeen and Oweh. Oweh also finished with 23 points, had 4 assists. You had Aberdeen, who finished with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. But then I think the story obviously was that 3-headed monster. But you also had those role players who came in and gave good minutes. You had Brandon Garrison, who only had 2 points, but, played pretty good defense from start to finish, I thought. Andre Elovich has 6 points. You had Malachi Moreno, who finished with 11 total points, 5 assists. And then you had Jasper Johnson, who came in, had some good defense of minutes there, controlled the ball, didn't have a multiple turnovers like he did last game. Mohamed Diate came in, had 8 points, had 4 rebounds, was able to do the dirty work that he is known for. But just all around, for me, I want to hand it over to you all, but I think it started with the defense. Kolton, so just talk about that from the start of the game. What's something that kind of was just like, okay, this is a Kentucky team that could make a deep run. This is a Kentucky team that we have not seen play consistently from start to finish. So what was something that stood out to you? And I already mentioned the defense, but go ahead and I mean, you can elaborate. I didn't elaborate. So if you want to elaborate on that, you can. But what was something that was just like, man, where's this been?
Yeah, so there wasn't any like hesitation to me. Like everything went with the flow. Like you played good defense. You caused a contested shot. You got the rebound. You pushed up the court. You drove and you swung the ball until you found an open guy and they shot it. Like there was no like, oh, okay, let's figure out what we're doing up top and just kind of hope we can make something out of nothing. Like everything just felt in a flow. You got in transition. You made the right passes. Everyone got open looks because everyone was spread out where they're supposed to be on the floor. And it just seemed like the whole game, like everyone was just like in the perfect position. And the game, they just let the game come to them. They started it by making them contest shots, but as soon as they got the rebounds, it's like they knew exactly what they were about to do. And that's what we have to do because, like I said, we've seen our half court offense all year. We don't have it without having a point guard. We're not a big post team that just dominates down low. So I mean, we're just very limited in half court offense outside of an Oway or Aberdeen drive. So I mean, that's the type of offense that we just played against Vandy that can win you multiple games in the NCAA tournament. So you just kind of hope that you keep that same defensive intensity and you play with that type of offensive flow and see what you can do.
Mason, you're looking at a Kentucky team here currently sitting at 19-10. Let's just say we split this Texas A&M and Florida game and improve to 20-11, win at least one game in the SEC tournament and go to 21-12, and then maybe win one or two games in March, and you're looking at a 23-13 season possibly. Is this a case where we're looking at another Mark Pope turnaround here where we at the beginning was thinking, now, not that last year we were thinking this, but, just a complete 180 because, looking at this team, where we started at that first quarter of the season after going 0-2 in SEC play, getting the break speed off us against Michigan State and Gonzaga, where the fan base was at, their mindset. We're seeing the Mark Pope in the post conferences, just come out and kind of be just confused, down and about. But now look at where we're at. I mean, you think, okay, from November 2019, I know we've seen this, but I wanted to share it. From November 2019 through March 2024, Kentucky had only beat 14 top 25 teams. Mark Pope has already beaten 13 top 25 teams in only 2 seasons in Lexington. And he will have a chance for 14 on March 7th. And this is all alongside with Lamont Butler. We've talked a little bit about Lamont Butler missing 9 games last season. Jackson Robinson only played 12 minutes after February 8th. Andrew Carr missed a game. Kirk Kriisa didn't play after December the 7th. Jalen Lowe only played 9 games. Jayden Quaintance has only played 4 games. And now Cam Williams got hurt and hasn't played since January 21st. I mean, is this a coaching job that is kind of going under the radar in your perspective? I mean, obviously we're Kentucky fans, but is this a job where we're like, oh my goodness, like this has actually turned into a pretty good coaching job for this Kentucky team?
I mean, in my eyes, completely. I was on TikTok earlier and I was watching a live of a Kentucky fan, and he's on there all the time talking about like, oh, it's time for Mark Pope to go. This, and he said on his live earlier tonight, this has just been a horrendous coaching job this season by Mark Pope. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, I don't even know how you can say that. Like, you look at all the injuries that we've had, everything this team has been through, and we're still sitting here looking at potentially a top 4 seed in the SEC, with the SEC we're predicted again to have the most teams in the tournament. All right, we're looking to be a top 4 seed in the SEC tournament going into it. I mean, I think it's a heck of a coaching job just looking at what injuries we've had to deal with and what we have had available for majority of SEC play. I mean, you think about we've talked about it on here before, but you think about some of these other teams in the country, like Michigan, for example. They just lost one of their backup point guards. I know he's a backup guard, but he did good stuff for them. LJ Kaysen, he just tore his ACL. He's out for the rest of the season. Like, let's see how much that really affects Michigan whenever Elliot Cadeau has to come out and they don't have somebody else to come in and control the game. So I think what we've seen Mark Pope do with this team and these guys step into their roles, buy into their roles, being able to find an identity, I think it's a heck of a coaching job, especially with what he's had available over the last 2 seasons of what he's had to deal with as far as injuries go.
No, I would agree. I mean, and granted, we've been tough on Pope. And when I say tough, I think we've been realistic. Like after the games we felt like we should win, we've got on here and we've been like, you got to win. You got to get those, you got to finish those games. But also, there's been plenty of games, the Tennessee game, the Arkansas game, that we had no business going in and winning, and we found a way. So as easy as it would be for somebody maybe to argue and say, well, we got lucky and we hit a last-second shot against LSU, we probably shouldn't have beat Tennessee and Arkansas. Well, there's other games, though, that, I mean, we gave away that we should have won. I think of North Carolina. I think of the Missouri, the Georgia, the Auburn. Like, those are, I mean, it all offsets on it. That's what's the beauty about sports, is most of the time everything has a tendency to offset itself. But I think, Kolton, the more important thing, we talked a little bit about this on the previous episode, but I think it's just more of a testament right now after seeing this game on Saturday, is we got to talk about this backcourt, man. I mean, in Oweh, Aberdeen, and Chandler. So let's just start with Oweh. Oweh has scored double figures in 28 of his 29 games. He's averaging 20.5 points per game in SEC play. He's had 20-plus point games in the SEC, which is the most in UK history since the 96-97. He leads the team in steals with 50. He's been a 2-time SEC Player of the Year. Denzel Aberdeen, who we thought had no business being the guard, and I will attest to that. I said that he cannot play the point guard position. In his last 4 games, he's had 16 assists to only 1 turnover.
You know how many turnovers he has through the whole SEC play? 16 games. He has 19 turnovers in 16 games. You know how impressive that is?
I mean, coming from a guy who's not been used to playing at the guard. I mean, like that I mean, might be the most important part of this team, being able to adapt into that role. And then Colin Chandler. Colin Chandler has been lights out, has been just, I mean, unbelievable. Through 16 conference games, he is shooting 41 for 84 from deep. That's 48.8%. So just a comparison, we thought Kobe Bryant shot the 3 well. He shot 37 for 93 at 39.8% through 16 games in the SEC. So when you take Oweh, Aberdeen, and Chandler for that backcourt, I'm just going to throw out a hot take here, okay? I think you're looking at, I'm accounting in the last 6 games, we might have one of the top 5 best backcourts in the nation. If you get to the numbers, and I'm talking about 3 guards, I'm not just talking about the 1-2 punch. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3. In the last 6 games in SEC, and these last 6 games it's not been a sugarcoat. Oweh is averaging 20.3 points per game. Aberdeen is averaging 16.3 points, and Chandler is averaging 14.6 points. Again, might be a hot take, but I want y'all's thoughts on it. As far as SEC goes, as far as the nation goes, I mean, I just don't. I was trying to think of elite backcourts of a 1, 2, 3 punch. Now, obviously, if you want to get to the nitty gritty and say, okay, 1, 2 punch backcourt, but when I think of a backcourt as a whole, I like to count the 1, 2, and 3 guard position. When you're looking at that 3-headed monster in Oweh, Aberdeen, Chandler, I just think that, man, I am very, very impressed. Kolton, you kind of was giving me a look like, I don't know about that. But, I mean, after hearing those for the past 6 games, I didn't do the total SEC, but I think it's Chandler is like at 10 or 11 points. Aberdeen for the whole SEC is like 13, 14, and always at like 17. So it drops down a little bit, 2 or 3 points, but still, I mean, that's a recipe for success in March. Now, granted, we have to have other guys step up and play. But what's y'all's thoughts on this whole? I mean, I just think that is going to be able to pay dividends moving forward in March?
Yeah. I mean, numbers wise, for sure, they've got to be up there. No doubt about it. I mean, when you get to thinking, of course, thing is, a lot of your top teams rely a lot more on their big guys, right? Like your Duke is very boozer heavy. Your Florida's very big guy heavy. So like they're getting a lot of production from their backcourt, and or the front court or whatever, but their front court. But but as far as guards go, yeah, I mean, outside of, I mean, maybe if you want to look at numbers, maybe Arkansas, I think, or something, because A-Cup's averaging 30, and I think Richmond's averaging 22 or something like that. And I don't know what Malik Thomas is averaging, but numbers wise, that's about the only ones I could think of that probably put up somewhere similar numbers across a 3-guy stretch. I don't know what Arizona's, I know Kobe is back, and they have what's that freshman?
Burries and Bradley.
Burries and Brad, yeah.
They're good.
I mean, they're good too. I don't know about Michigan's guys, Lindenberg. Like,
I think about Florida too, though, because you think about like Lee, Fland, and then Howell's technically a 3, right? He plays a 3.
Yeah, I mean, if you include Howell, I was including Howell more in front. But regardless, yes, I mean, they're definitely in a conversation up there. Obviously, those other teams seem to have it together more on the front and the backcourt together than what we have. But yeah, those 3 guys have I mean, we've talked about it. I mean, they've been like the go-to guys. I mean, they're the ones that's essentially carried this team through the SEC. And, we talked about Aberdeen and Oway finding their rhythm really about that Tennessee away game. Like at Tennessee, in the second half, they really found where they could both drive. Aberdeen, Oway, like they found what they needed to do, and Chandler's just kind of stepped in and been like, "Hey, listen, I can shoot the 3. Like, I'll be the guy. You two want to drive, I'll be the guy that knocks down the shot." So, I mean, right now it's working.
Mason, I think it's really hard to pinpoint kind of who the most crucial role is amongst those 3, because you look at them and they all have different parts to the game that are so crucial, whether it be Oway being able to just do his thing, get downhill, Aberdeen controlling the game. But then I some sort of thinking like, okay, Chandler might be the most important part, just because when he's able to hit shots, it ultimately opens up for Aberdeen and Oway to do their thing. I mean, it kind of, what's your thoughts on, just maybe not necessarily who the most important role is, but the role that they have on the game, and just elaborating on what Kolton and I had said about how important they are and how good they have been.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I was going to say, is just talking about how they have really, all 3 accepted their roles and not really tried to get outside of those roles, because I'm sitting here thinking like, yes, there's plenty of backcourts in the country that have more individual talent, more next level talent, NBA talent, right? But these 3 guys together, like, they've really bought in, like you said, Dylan, Aberdeen controlling the game, being able to take care of the basketball, Chandler spreading the floor, being able to allow those driving lanes for Oway and Aberdeen to get other guys open looks and get things downhill and create good looks. So I think it's just a combination of all of them. I don't know that you can really, I agree, kind of like you said, Dylan, I don't know that you can really pinpoint one of them. I just think that they've all meshed so well together and finally figured out their role, and they just keep building on one another. And like y'all said, I mean, if they can play like this, we said it all season, we can beat anybody. But I mean, I really think we could make a run if they can stay hot, and we can keep playing like this. We talk about it too. One of these guys has a bad game. Who's going to step up? What are we going to do? Are we going to rely and go back to that identity and focus on our defense and try to force turnovers? Or, I think that's the one thing that kind of worries me right now is, let's say Chandler has a bad shooting game and he goes 1 for 7 for 3.
Yeah.
Then
that's kind of the caveat to it. Like,
Yeah.
what's going to happen if somebody, Oway, Aberdeen, or Chandler, doesn't have a good game? And that's that. I agree. That's kind of where I feel like somebody, like you said, has to be able and capable of stepping up. And is that where we finally see a Jasper Johnson or a Trent Noah just score like 6 or 8 points to fill in that little slot that, wasn't for Aberdeen, Oway, or Chandler? And that's, that's the story that I think that Mark Pope has mentioned multiple times, saying, they're going to win us a game. And that might be the case in these upcoming games, where we see, somebody might not have the best game, and then somebody steps up. But, as far as stepping up and possibilities, there's a lot of juicy information that has come out today. Today, obviously, is Monday, March 2nd. This will be coming out on Tuesday, game day. But as far as today goes, there has been reports that Jayden Quaintance could be making a return in the postseason, possibly. Before we get into that, though, I do want to mention what his father had to say. I don't know if you've read those comments before. So there's been kind of this narrative that's kind of went under the radar for quite a while, but it's kind of been hot in Kentucky, but maybe not nationwide. But it's the fact that Jayden Quaintance is not playing. And it's mainly for swelling in his knee. That's kind of all the reports that we've got. Am I missing anything? Is that kind of all you all have seen, is that it's just swelling of the knee? So he did make a return. Didn't, I guess, re-injure it to where it was like something had dislocated, was broke, or had tremendously putting back. It was just swelling. And obviously, at the time after that St. John's game, I mean, he was projected top 10 draft pick after just one game and limited minutes, looking like, oh my goodness, this is the guy that everybody was talking about. Well, since then, Jayden Quaintance really hasn't done anything because he's not suited up and played. But to that point, his father, Hammond Quaintance, had this to say on X, and I quote, he said, "Y'all just push any narrative and run with it. We fought against staff to come back to the St. John's game early with only one full practice under his belt in a year, fought for full minutes, not being restricted to 7 against Bellarmine, and being able to play his game without the handcuffs on. He had some swelling and was pulled by UK medical staff. He has been doing everything to get it out. He don't go out, don't hang out. All he does is ice and rehab 24/7. He is just now getting it out. So whatever frustration you think you got from him not playing, you can multiply that by 1,000 for him. And if any of y'all grown blank men got any frustrations with my 18-year-old son who does everything he is supposed to do, come see me, and I'm always around and want all the smoke." He wants all the smoke, Kolton. It's about like you, Bulldog. He wants it all. So,
Yeah.
being real, what's your thoughts on this whole situation, Kolton? Is it one of these things where it's like, I get it, or is it one of those things like, hey man, like, I feel like if it's just swelling, obviously we're not the UK medical staff, but I mean, and also let's go ahead and throw out the caveat to this too, is that there might be reports of him coming back to play because his draft stock has dropped tremendously. I didn't even mention that. Right now, he's projected a late first round, possibly even second round. So is this a case, Kolton, where it's like, okay, my name is dropping every single game. I need to get out and show these guys like why I was a top 5 projected lottery pick. Like, where is your head at on this whole situation? And would it disrupt this team's flow if he came back? I mean, I don't know. Like, what are you? I think there's a lot of different ways you can look at this.
So one, I think Big Blue Nation is kind of scarred from the whole Shaden Sharp thing. And so I think that really blew the narrative up because everyone was like, here we go again, right? This guy is supposed to be a lottery pick for us, one of these top players. And now it seems like he probably could play, but he's not playing. And everyone just immediately turned to that. And they knew how much, and it was mad because, when the reports of money comes out,
Right.
you're like, oh, this guy's probably making the most on the team. Him or Owe are probably making the two highest paid players on the team. And he's not playing. So we're sitting there, we're thinking, knowing that we could be using, knowing that we didn't get any of these other top freshmen, could we have got our top freshmen if we'd have paid them what we were paying the guy to sit on the bench? So I think those things just kind of like add on to each other. I mean, here's the reality though.
Give it to me. Come on.
You had a guy that come off the ACL injury. People have to stop assuming like that's just an easy thing to do. I mean, how many guys have you seen come off ACL injuries and just be absolute studs and like nothing happened? Like it just doesn't happen all the time. So number one, if you want to blame anyone, you can put it on the staff for paying him what they did for a guy that's coming off an ACL injury who averaged like 10 points last year, and we're giving him millions of dollars. Like, stop. But here's the thing too. Yes, the swelling probably happened. Yes, they probably pushed him to come back because we were railing early, right? You're getting beat 40 to Gonzaga. Something's got to change. So let's get JQ out there. Swelling pops up. we also start railing a little bit there early on. We get killed to Alabama. We lost some games. The season's not looking great. Jalen Lowe goes down. I mean, there's a point that you're like, are we even going to make the tournament? And then all of a sudden, it's kind of like, am I about to go out there and risk my draft stock when I've got swelling in this knee and I've already torn my ACL for a team that may not even make the tournament? I mean, all those factors probably played into it. But now here we are. We're making a little bit of a run. And he's saying that we are obviously going to make the tournament, and maybe that knee is starting to feel a little better. I mean, look, it's hard to tell. You never want. It's hard to question injuries because we're not the ones that do it. But for me, number one, it starts with, for some reason, putting a lot of faith in a guy coming off an ACL injury is ridiculous on anyone, to be honest with you. Not saying that we couldn't have gone after him, but knowing that we probably paid him, knowing that what we were getting with the ACL injury and probably that he was going to be gone maybe or whatever it was, that's on someone else probably. That's where someone like a general manager maybe would have came in handy. But then let's negotiate with this kid that.
Let's go with the Yaxel guy.
Yeah, let's go with the Yaxel guy instead of the. But I mean, we'll see. I hope he can play. I think he will not disrupt the flow.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up to that.
No, I know he will not disrupt the flow because their bigs are not that good. I like Moreno. He's struggled a little bit here lately. I feel like he's struggling to hold on to the ball. He's played a little softer in moments. Maybe he's injured. Maybe he's battling an injury. There've been some reports. Garrison, I mean, he has moments he plays tough, but I mean, poor thing can't put it in the hole. He's just not yet. So if I thought that he would come in and take some playing time away from a big man that was dominating, but we don't got a big man that's dominating, so he can't disrupt the flow.
Mason, I think that Kolton, he does make a good point there. And also, I like to think of it this way. Had this be a point guard who's going to be ball heavy, who's going to have the ball in his hands, having to make shots left and right, I think you maybe discuss this a little differently about disrupting the flow. But, with a big man coming in who has not showed us really that he is a one-on-one guy, can make many moves, really all that we're looking for him to do is, one, bring a defensive presence to alter shots, which I thought he did against St. John's, be physical, and rebound. And I just don't think that that's asking that a lot for disruption of the offensive flow for somebody, and that's where my mindset goes. What do you like? Do you think that Jayden Quaintance, if let's just say he comes in March, let's say for March Madness, the NCAA tournament, let's say he doesn't even play the SEC, would it be something wild and crazy that if Mark Pope threw him in for 10 minutes?
Absolutely not. I mean, I think if he's healthy and he doesn't have any swelling in his knee, play him as many as he can because, like Kolton said, yes, Moreno's been good for us, okay, but he doesn't do anything special. He gets some rebounds, he gets some putbacks, gets a few lobs, doesn't really have any post moves, can't shoot the ball. JQ's more athletic. He's a better defender, blocking shots. He's probably better down around the rim catching alley-oops. We saw him against that St. John James. Me and Kolton talked about it earlier today. The way that he guarded Ojapor or whatever his name is for St. John's, Moreno would have got bullied by that man. We have seen Moreno struggle against these big, stronger, athletic guys. And if JQ's healthy and we're going up against somebody like that, put him in there. Let him bang with him. He's going to be the only one who can keep him off the glass and handle him on the defensive end of the floor. He can go get some offensive rebounds for us. I don't think he's going to mess anything up because same thing Kolton said. It's not like we run our offense through our bigs. They're just down there maybe catching a post feed every now and then. If you got a good look, go and dunk on somebody, kick it out for the three, go offensive rebound. He's not going to hurt the mojo at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's but then you also, I feel like, run the chance of, and this is just the way that we blow things up, is say we throw him in, we lose, and we're like, what are we doing? Why did you put him in? We've had the flow, we've been playing great. We lost because you put him in. The guy who's swelling his knee, he couldn't be 100%. Why are we putting him in? I can just picture it now. That's what we would say.
I mean, yeah, Kentucky fans are going to say that, but the guy was projected lottery pick. If he can play the man.
Yeah, they actually would probably not argue as much about him, possibly being injured and playing. They'd probably be like, why would you put in this guy who gave up on the team, who who they would turn it into a narrative of like we put in a guy who actually didn't care about it or wasn't wanting to play until we decided to make the tournament and all that stuff. They'd turn it into a lot more than the injury.
Yeah.
And like you said, Colton, I think it's completely different than like the Shaden Sharp situation.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
that was like if an ACL injury, like you said, like he came back early. And if he has swelling in his knee and they're like, hey, swelling in your knee, it may cause you a 20% more chance for you to have this injury again. What are you going to do? Right? Like, you have the potential next year to
I'm
go to the
collecting my
NBA.
money on the bench.
I mean, like, okay, I'll sit over here till my
just go
swelling
and
goes
keep that
down.
warm-up suit on, and you just go
I'm putting a
enjoy.
warm-up suit on.
Get you
I'm
some
getting-
Rupp ice
I'm-
cream,
I'm
popcorn. You
driving
just go
my
enjoy the show.
Lamborghini home.
Yeah. I also kind of believe his dad, though. Like, he's always there on the bench. He's engaged. Like, he's around the team. It's not like he's off training by himself, getting ready for the draft or anything. Like, obviously, I feel like something's going on. But if he gets to the point where they're like, okay, you can play these next 6 to 8 games.
Yeah.
Go out there and show it.
Well, these next, not hopefully 6 to 8 games for sure. That would be fantastic. But let the SEC tournament. I know Cole's like that. I mean, 8 games. Let's just rally it up right now. We have 2 left. Possibly have to play 3. That
I
would
hope
be
we
5.
get beat in the first round of the SEC tournament, and we still play 8 games.
But that puts us in the national championship, right?
Yeah. That's the national championship.
But one more. We'll skip that SEC tournament.
Hey, we said we play 5. We didn't say we win 5.
Yeah, okay. Getting to the SEC tournament, though. So if the SEC tournament were to start right now, I know we're about to play tonight against Texas A&M, but if it were to start right now, we are currently in a 3-way tie for 4th. Missouri holds the tiebreaker over us and Tennessee, and we hold it over Tennessee. So we are currently in that 5 spot, with Florida being the 1 seed, Alabama at the 2 seed, Arkansas 3 seed, and Missouri at the 4 seed. Our pathway would be playing the winner of Ole Miss and Oklahoma, then playing, if we were to win, play Missouri. Fellas, I mean, I don't think we could ask for any better draw up for the SEC tournament. For me personally, when looking at this, I think worst case scenario is if we find ourselves obviously playing on a Wednesday, where I don't think that's possible now. I've not looked at it, but I just don't foresee that happening. But us falling to that, I would not want to play that 6th seed slot. I would not want to play right now Auburn, the winners of Auburn, Mississippi State, and then advancing to play Arkansas. I would rather us even fall into the 7th spot, having to play in Alabama before Arkansas. That's just my opinion. I know Alabama's hot, but I just don't think I want to see Arkansas again, given the way that we won. I felt like it was one of those redemption games with Alabama if we were, but I want to stay where we're at, though, right now. I mean, I don't think you could draw up any better for a pathway for us. Obviously, we would have to meet Florida in the semifinals game, but hey, at least we would make it to the weekend. We've not made it to the weekend in how long? Since 2019, maybe? It's been a minute.
Wow.
I mean,
Been a while.
And I just think that if we can just set ourselves up this week, win tonight, play a really good game against Florida, Rupp is going to be lit, I believe, if we were to win for sure against Texas A&M. With it being a 3 p.m. start, I just think that we're playing really good right now. Like, I'm starting to get a feeling. I don't know if you all have that same feeling, but like
March, baby.
Like, I just feel like things are clicking right now. Like, I don't know. If we can just keep this up, my only fear, though, is the bigs. But I think what gives me more comfort is that our guards are playing at an elite level right now. And I just always go back to guards winning in March. But I kind of got off sidetrack. So keeping it in the SEC tournament, Mason, I mean, do you foresee us having any better chance of making a deep run in the SEC tournament other than where we're at right now if it were to start? I mean, obviously we have 2 games left. A lot can change. But, I mean, give us the 5 seed right now. I would book it and run with it.
Yeah, honestly, here's kind of the downside to it because, like, I feel like I would rather have the double bye with us not being as deep as some teams, right? Like with us not wanting to play away in Aberdeen, 40 minutes for 3 consecutive days or whatever it is. But at the same time,
Well, I'm
I
just
also don't know
accounting
that.
as that we don't get the double bye. But no, I would
Right, I
rather have
know,
the
but
double bye.
But see, here's my thing too. I just don't know how, like, us being off and not playing for that long, and then a team getting, playing the night before, and then they've got to flowing again. We're kind of rolling right now, a little hot, and then we go on a break for a week. How are we going to respond to that? We've seen this team ups and downs, so that worries me a little bit too with the double buys. How's this team really going to come out and respond if we haven't played anybody? That a good team in that double bye. So I think right now I would rather have the pop. Just give us a little game, find our rhythm, get an SEC tournament feels. We ain't been good in Nashville. Like we've lost by a combined 50 something points down in Nashville, or 60 something points in Nashville this year. So I think that 5 spot's a perfect spot for us, though. Oklahoma scares me a little bit. We played them there last year and kind of beat them on the last second shot. If they do end up coming in the second round, they've had some good games here recently, but I think 5 spot is good for us.
Kolton, do you foresee this being the year that Kentucky turns it around in Nashville? Maybe not winning the SEC tournament, but putting a good little run.
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I'll say this. I really think that Florida is your only
Clear cut.
dominant team, clear cut team. Yeah, because I wouldn't really be that scared to play Arkansas. Right now. I just I don't want to play them again, but I really wouldn't be that scared to play Arkansas because I don't think that with Carter Knox out, they are very limited shooting the ball. So they're not going to run away from us because they're not going to hit that many threes. Where we actually could, hit some threes on them and it help. I just outside of Florida, I mean, to me the Tennessee Bama's the one that is the opposite. Bama could shoot us out of the gym, but they also aren't as physical, I don't feel like, as we are.
No.
But Tennessee's physical, don't really shoot the ball well. Missouri's kind of the same way. Arkansas is the same way. I mean, Florida's the one team that I just outside of them. I mean, yeah, if we can avoid them, I mean, I don't see why we can't make a run.
I think for me, when I say that, it's the fact that I'm a heavy believer on, unless you're just like a Florida where you're just here compared to other teams, I really don't like playing a team 2 or 3 times after you've done one. I just think it builds up and it's so hard when you're kind of close within, as far as the teams itself being the capability of winning. I think it's a lot harder to just continue on to beat a team over and over again, unless like a Florida, who's just leaps and bounds probably the best team, or no, for sure the best team in the SEC that is going to probably win the SEC tournament. But hey, you never know. I will say this though: if we play and win again, like I said tonight against Texas A&M, and then come Saturday against Florida and we win or just make it competitive, I am feeling really good headed into the SEC tournament. Now, that's a lot to say. 2 games that could change a lot. We could come out and throw a dud against both teams. And then we're on here like, oh my goodness, we was playing really good. We just came off the best game of the season. Now look at where we're at. But hey, we still have a chance. La-di-la-di-da, this, that. But I will say where we're at right now, give it to me. I mean, the pathway is there. I would love to see it. All right. So we're going to take a break from Kentucky stuff. Stay with us. We'll return for after this segment. We're going to do a blind ranking, and then we'll get into some Tyron Stokes stuff because it has heated up quickly. I don't really know. I don't want to make it bigger than it is, but just a little bit has kind of inserted itself for Kentucky. So before we get to that, let's get into our second game of the night. We're going to do a blind ranking. Kolton Mason, the title of this blind ranking is going to be Things That Ruin a First Date. Okay? So you got 5 of them. You're going to blind rank them. So things that ruin a first date. Number 1, arguing with the waiter over the bill.
I mean, are they wrong? I mean, I don't think that. I mean, that they charge me more than I did, or
I mean, you're just arguing and it's not like a little banter. Like you're really, really arguing. It's a scene.
I mean, yeah, it's not a great sign, but I mean, did they cheat me? I mean, I wouldn't do it, but I'm just sitting there thinking, like, is it justified by someone else doing it? Like, I wouldn't do it, but I mean,
Let's put it
I
like
don't know.
3. Like
Yeah,
middle.
let's set the tone at the 3. Sure. I mean, I'm good with 3.
Okay, so you are going 3. Your next one, on your phone pretty much the whole time of the date.
Ooh. That's higher than the last one, I think.
Constantly checking it, looking at it.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it saves me some time. Maybe it's like, okay, I know this is going nowhere after this.
Yeah, I mean, what's the occasion? Is there,
Okay, so the checks are going to be split. Got it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So, I'm just trying to think how bad some things he can name. Like, if they could get, like, real bad, like, something crazy. Like, to me, like, checking your phone is, like, obviously not great, but is
If
it
they're
the
not the whole
craziest
time,
thing that could
though,
happen? But is it the craziest thing that could happen? Think about just crazy things that could happen.
I mean, what are they going to do? Stand up on the table and slam their food?
I mean, he might roll that out.
Have a food fight?
He might roll that out.
All right, where y'all rocking with this? On your phone the whole time.
I said the last one. You call it. I can see it either way.
I would think that if I got into a full-on argument with a waiter in front of a restaurant, that'd be worse than if I was checking my phone.
All right.
Personally. So I'm going to put it 4.
All right.
Okay. So you went arguing with the waiter over the bill, making a big scene at 3, on your phone the whole time at 4. That might be a hot take there. I feel like some women would not want a guy to be on their phone the entire time. But hey, I'm not the judge.
Is Kentucky playing?
Yeah. Am I watching?
Checking the suit. Like, oh, what just happened? Come on. Yeah. Let's get to number 3. Number 3 is admitting you're not really looking for anything serious midway through the first date.
5. Yeah.
Okay.
5. I'd be more concerned if they were like,
marry me.
All right. The next one, talking about your ex for 10 plus minutes.
Yeah, that could be number 2.
Red flag.
Let's roll with number 1. Let's put it at number 2 and just roll with whatever happens.
Number 1.
All right. Number 1 is
number 2.
Number 1. All right. So you have arguing with the waiter over the bill at 3, on your phone the whole time at 4, which I think is still a hot take. Admitting you're not really looking for anything serious at 5, talking about your ex at 2, and your last one is being 30 minutes late with not a heads up.
Ooh, I think that's fine.
1, yeah. I mean, that's red flag number 1. Before the date even starts, it's red flag. So
10 minutes late, you don't care.
I think this. I think that list was perfect in my eyes. Like,
I think I would give you all a B+ rating. I was very impressed. The only thing that I think a lot of people or a lot of women, I think the phone could be at for sure 3 over the arguing with the waiter over the bill. I just feel like I do.
There's no way.
You're gonna have to get used to me checking my bets, okay?
Yeah, like my thing is like,
well, this ain't no. But I said the whole time, this ain't no occasionally. Like, let me check my phone real quick. I mean, like, you're sitting there pretty much the whole day, like, yeah, and you're scrolling through your phone.
I'm telling you, I would still rather go on a date with someone that did that than if they got into a full-on argument in front of the whole restaurant with the waiter.
I'd be like,
yeah, that would be red flag. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, no. I'd much rather than be on the phone and be like, okay, look.
Kolton wants no culture. Kolton does not want
one of them. One of them, I'm like, all right, this may not work. The other one, I'm like, should I call the cops? Like, I mean, like there's 2 different there.
All right. So that was our blind ranking. Let's get into the last segment of the night. We have 0 recruits. We've talked about it. We have missed out on McKinney that went to Kansas, Collins. Like, we just keep striking out. We thought we was going to strike out, still could strike out for the number 1 projected pick, or number 1 pick for sure right now. But I was just thinking of the lottery in the NBA already. But the number 1 player in high school right now, Mr. Tyron Stokes, and it's between Oregon, Kentucky, and Kansas. Most people thought it was a pretty much done deal with Tyron Stokes going to Kansas, but he really hasn't reached a deal yet. Joe Tipton, a college basketball analyst, reported that he is asking anywhere from $4 to $6 million. I mean, he's asking for a lot of money. Now, the big plot to this is that Tyron Stokes has a Nike deal, but obviously Kansas is an Adidas school. So that probably is playing a big role into reaching an NIL deal right now. However, though, there was reports that came out today that Tyron Stokes, his high school basketball coach, said that Stokes was planning to make another visit to Kentucky after the season. Fellas, has this door at one point we thought was closed, not locked, has this door creeped back open just a smidge for Kentucky? And if so, do we think this is an opportunity that, yes, he's asking for $4 to $6 million? Is this the opportunity that you go get it? You go get a stud. You go get a dude. Now, there's a lot of things that come with it. I feel like, he is there's some, I guess, luggage that comes with it. Stokes is kind of not emotional, but from everything that I've seen and read, there's a lot that comes with him. But at the end of the day, if you're getting the dude, do you take it and run with it? Mason, I'm going to start with you. So talk to me. Do you think this is, are we making this more than what it is? Or is it, there's something that's kind of creeped back open for Kentucky possibly?
Well, I mean, there were reports that came out too that said Kentucky wasn't his first choice. But if he's considering making another visit to Kentucky, I don't know how true that is. Like, he could call us on the phone and be like, hey, give me $5 million. I'm coming to you right now. But if he's coming back to check it out, I'd say he's still pretty interested, and it's probably 50-50 in my eyes. But for my whole thing, I don't think we're making it more than it is if these reports are coming out that he's open to another visit, may come back. And my whole take on it is drop the bag on him. Like, I know this guy might have some luggage with him. He might have an attitude problem. We've seen this with players before. Like DeMarcus Cousins, he had an attitude problem. He was fine. This guy's the best player in the country. Your previous strategy of trying to pay a bunch of guys has not worked out so far unless we make some miraculous run this year. Why not try it the other way? Let's pay a stud the bag that he wants. Let's build around that stud, 7, 8 guys deep. Let's see what that does for us. Let's get one stud in here. Mark Pope hadn't landed one yet. Pay him what he wants. We got the money. At $22 million is true. That leaves us what, $16 million? I mean, if we pay him $6 million top of the bag, he also comes to us. He can get more NIL deals off of Nike. I just don't see at this point, like, if Kansas is offering 4.5 and he's like, hey, if you offer me 5 or 5.5, I'll come to you all. Drop the bag on him. Well, I mean, what can it hurt? Dude's a stud. Let's see what happens. It had worked out for you the other way. You've been trying it, so let's try something different.
So, do you drop the bag on him? I mean, you look at this team right now, possibly returning a Colin Chandler, stud shooter, a really good option 3, could be option 2 with the way that he's playing, possibly going into his junior year. Bringing back Lowe, Cam Williams, Malachi Marino, and then that's not even mentioning what you maybe could do in the portal. I mean, what do you do? Are you dropping a bag on him?
I mean, at this point, I don't think you have an option. Like, originally, no, I wouldn't have. But now, considering that you have no one else coming in, and one of probably the 2 highest guys you're probably paying right now in Owe and JQ are most likely both gone.
Well, Owe's a senior, so he's gone. Let's see if he can find a way to
So, yeah, but like they're gone. So you're talking about, I mean, if you want to say, hey, cap space opens up, like the way that it is, I mean, that's what it is. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, at this point, I think you do. Now, I do have concerns about the attitude problem. I have concerns towards him just because I mean, if he's already said that we weren't his first choice, meaning that I don't know that means he wanted to go here. And at this point, I feel like we're still in it because we have no other recruits to drop the bag on to spread it around. So like, we're just like, hey, we've got plenty of money to offer you because we're not offering it to anyone else. I mean, but he's already had to move high schools because he had problems. You know, I hope Pope is the type of guy that can deal with those type of personalities.
Well, that's what I was going to lead to next. You look at a guy that has, you're saying, and I'll let you continue on, but I just want you to, Pope, who's Mr. Nice Guy. You have a guy, though, coming in that you're wanting who is putting up all this luggage that's going to be coming with him. Is that a case where you think Pope can, coach this type of player? Because honestly, have we had anybody like that Pope has had to coach? I mean, you could say that Owe has had his attitude. You could say that Diabate had his attitude issues at one point. But we're talking about the number one player in the class. Like, that's a complete different mindset of like, hey, coach, like, I'm the best player in the country. Like, give me the ball. If you don't, I'm unhappy. Like a Peterson, possibly. Like
Give it to him.
Give it to him. Go to work. So, I mean, like, what do you think that's a case where Mark Pope could handle that?
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't. Because I mean, that's just not what based on what we've heard Mark Pope talk about, how he what his pride is, right? It's all about the passion and the name on the front of the jersey, and you've got to earn your spot. That doesn't necessarily sound like the Tyron Stokes type guy. Like, that doesn't sound like how Stokes' attitude is. And look, I'm not trying to, maybe he's not that. So let's hope he's not, and we get him, and that he's all team first, that he's all, completely opposite of that. But right now, his track record is kind of showing towards I'm about me, myself, and I. And yes, he is an unreal player, and we are in need of unreal players.
Mm-hmm.
This is just unfortunate that it's just weird because we've sit there and talked about how we haven't been getting any of these players. But then it's like, I mean, this guy's the number one player in the class, and like, we should be really wanting him. But then at the same time, we're a little hesitant because of his attitude.
And I think that's where it's a hard line to draw because, specifically at Kentucky, where, Mason, we talk about tradition. We talk about wanting to play for the front of the jersey. The guys that we have had come in and go to the NBA who has put the team first, and they understood the assignment of like, I'm going to put aside my play for the team. It's that's not really college basketball anymore. It is. We live in a world now where you need talent. You need dudes, studs. You need athleticism. You need guys who can go get a bucket. And sometimes you just got to swallow that pill and take what comes with it. But you also have a case where I think this year's a perfect example with Darren Peterson and Kansas, where you do have that guy. But you can see how it's affected a Kansas team. So I think that it really is like Kolton, I think you make a great point. Like, it's like, we want this guy, we need this guy, we've talked about it, but now we're also a little hesitant. So it's one of those things that whatever you rock with, you got to be all in. And I don't think that there's a case where you're going to have the whole fan base happy, because if we don't go all in and get him, you're going to have those who are like, why didn't we go secure the bag and drop it on him? And then you're also going to have those like, oh my goodness, why did we drop this much money on a guy who's not about the guy on the front of the jersey and playing for the tradition of Kentucky? So it's kind of one of those things where it's a hard decision, but I think that's where maybe a general manager, you get him in and can help that out. Mason, I see you rolling your eyes a little bit. What's going on in your head?
Yeah, I mean, here's my whole take on it. Like, Kansas with Darren Peterson, I think they could make a run. I think that they have all the pieces. Like, their big's great, but like, you sit here and look at it, like, without Darren Peterson, they're probably like an average team like us last year, right? Like, a team like us last year don't really have a stud. They're still got some good guys around them. Might make it to the Sweet 16, but probably not going to make it past that. So, at this point where we're at, do you want to have that thought going into next year again? Like, we got a decent team. We might make the Sweet 16. Or do you want to take the chance on that stud and be like, with this stud, if he works out, we could win a national championship. Without him, we might make a Sweet 16. take the dang chance. We have nobody. Drop the bag on him. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'd rather be feeling like, hey, if this guy's like Darren Peterson this year, I'd rather be sitting there saying, well, if he does decide to play the whole NCAA tournament, we could probably win a national championship if he gets hot and we play well. But if we didn't have him, we aren't going to be there anyways. So drop the bag on him, get him in here. Let's see what he can do.
All right. There you have it, folks. Drop the bag. Boys, we're winning tonight. What's your call? I don't even know what the spread is. Mason, we'll start with you, then I'll go, and then Colton will close us out.
Here's my thing. Texas A&M is reeling right now. Like, they've lost 4 or 5 in a row, something like that. They need a big-time win right now because they're sitting right on that bubble line. This would probably put them inside safe into the tournament, getting a win against us. So it's tough. It's going to be an emotional game for them. They're going to come out ready to play. It's going to be rocking in there. We'll see. I think it's going to be a really, really tough game. I think it's going to come down, to probably down to the very end. I got to rock with my Cats. We've been hot lately. I said it, last podcast? I was like, I think we can go 3-0. I'm sticking to it. Cats dub.
Yeah, Texas just dropped a tough one at Texas. Like you said, they're derailing a little bit. This is one of those games that is I guess, if you want to say a setup game that, that where you walk in like the Auburn game, a team that's desperately in need of a win. In all cases, it's looking like, okay, this is the perfect setup for Texas A&M to get a good quality win. But no, that's not what's going to happen. I am all in on the Cats right now. I don't know what it is, but I am feeling great. I just feel like we have finally found who we are. We are in the three-headed monster in Olway, Aberdeen, and Chandler. Give me the top 5 best backcourt in the nation. We are winning on the road.
I'm getting it tatted on me. National champs cross my chest 2026 right now. Go Cats.
All right, Colton. You have to follow that up. You know what you got to do to make sure we secure the win.
I mean, listen, one, I don't know where DG's acting like we're on like a 4-game win streak. like we had played 4 of our worst games of the year up until the Vandy game. And DG's like, hey, we're clicking.
We are.
But listen,
was that not though a great? I mean, like we played
it was
fantastic.
It was the best game we have played. But the way you've been saying it was acting like we're catching our stride, like it's been happening over the last couple of weeks.
3-0 instead of season, baby. Telling Dylan 3-0.
Hey, listen, I think we're going to win tonight. I don't think Texas A&M is very good. I do not think Texas A&M is a very good team. I think that they got an easy schedule in the SEC to start the year out. They got them. I mean, there's a reason they were like 6-1 in the SEC or 5-1 in the SEC or 5 whatever they were, and still weren't ranked. Right? Like I think everyone was seeing like what type of team they were, and they weren't even ranking them. So I'm gonna go 79-72 Cats. Setting
Roll
up for
70.
a big Florida game on Saturday.
Oh, it's gonna be lit. I'll be there too. I don't think he was on here. I told Mason I'm going to the Florida game. Me and Claire. So hopefully we was there for the Mississippi State game. Got a win. Hopefully we can get a win again. Hey, so that's been a great episode, guys. Share this, like, subscribe. We appreciate you all as always, and we love hearing feedback from you all. Fellas, anything else? I mean, we closed out on a high note. Cats going to be up on top tonight.
NCAA champs 2026. Cross my chest.
Okay. Go ahead and mark it for Mason. Mark it down.
I can easily turn that into an 8, right, if it doesn't work out.
That'd be hilarious. Mason comes in. Brittany, look, I got a new tattoo. Well, hey, guys, we appreciate y'all listening. This has been another episode of Bluegrass State of Mind. As always, go Cats.
Go Cats.
That's a wrap for this episode of Bluegrass State of Mind. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Also, be on the lookout for our social media pages and be sure to follow them. We've got plenty more stories, insights, and conversations coming your way. And if you really loved it, make sure to share it with a friend. From the hills to the hollers, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, keep that Kentucky spirit strong.